Today I want to talk about magic mushrooms. And if you didn't know, magic mushrooms used to be legal here in Bali. So there's a whole culture of expanding the mind, and a lot of people used to just sell like shakes and all kinds of omelets and whatever, just here in the street. But that changed, I think, 2015 or something like that. But still, magic mushrooms, I think, still one of the best self-awareness and self-exploration tools. It's not a recreational fun drug, or you can use it that way, but it can be really heavy and it's an intense experience, and depending on the amount you take it, of course. I want to share a little bit of my experience and why I even tried in the first place, because I'm from Finland and they are illegal, but as with anything, you can get it if you want it. And I think it was like 2013, I had a friend who had some connections to get these dried mushrooms, and we've heard a lot about it and we've read on the internet about it. So we decided to go on a boys' weekend to a summer house. It was actually a small island, so we were kind of secluded. We were off limits, and that was amazing. Everybody that went were on a similar mission. We were gonna trip on mushrooms. So we had this kind of safe space, set and setting. We came there the night before, we had some drinks, we had some small parties, and then the next day was the actual tripping. And of course, it's kind of, I was nervous. I was like, wow, what's gonna happen? And some of the guys who were more experienced, they started it, and then it was kind of just like, okay, let's see what happens. At first, the first hour, nothing really happened, and then I think I ate like 2.5 grams. So it was like a decent amount for a first time. It ended up being a really good experience for me. It was a really good trip. I laughed so much. I had so many new experiences. I felt that I was one with plants. I was like crawling on the ground and just looking at nature and just enjoying the present moment so much. Of course, there were some intense moments that felt like really weird. I have to go pee. That was like the weirdest thing ever. But all in all, that was like the first time my mind kind of exploded out of the comfort zone, and I've never been the same after that, in a good way. I understood so much about the world and myself, and how caged in many people are because they never get to experience anything out of their own five senses. So I think it's a great tool, and after that I've done multiple times in different countries, different varieties, truffles, mushrooms, dried, fresh, and for me every time has been a positive experience. Like, in general, more positive than negative. And I don't think, like, if there is a negative experience, I think it's more about the plant showing you something that you have to work on. Because why would it just make something negative for you if you don't have some issues that you need to kind of tackle and process? So one thing that is certain is that you should always see, if you want to try, I have some guidelines for you. Always be sure that you trust the people who you are around. That's the first thing. The second thing is that be super confident in where you are, that you can be on your own, you can do whatever you want and you won't be disturbed. The third point is that to have someone who's kind of the safety person, and it would be best to have one person who's kind of not tripping out and who's watching over you and who's experienced, who knows how to really handle if there comes up a difficult situation. The fourth thing is, if you feel tired, don't go to sleep, because I've seen things where people go to sleep and wake up and they're totally messed up because they don't remember what happened before, and that can be really weird and tricky. So that's like, stay awake is one of my advice. And the fifth thing I would say is to just go for it and let go. Even if something comes up, like, let it go. You will come back, you will be fine. And just explore it and explore different things. And for sure, the sixth thing is like, be in nature. The closer to nature you can be, like if you can touch trees, if you can go in the water, but don't like go deep into the water or just diving or something like that, but just like if you can submerge yourself in water like a swimming pool, that it just feels so amazing. And yeah, just try it out and maybe start smaller and then work yourself up from there. I would say that's a really good way of going with magic mushrooms. And for those of you who don't know, the active component in the mushrooms is called psilocybin. I'll show you a graph. It's like your brain without psilocybin and your brain on psilocybin. It makes new connections. It can even switch connections. I've heard colors and like these weird sense flips, and for me it hasn't been that scary because I know what I'm doing and I know why it's happening. But I can imagine if someone would accidentally start tripping, that would be like horrible, because you would kind of feel like you lose control of all of your senses and all of yourself. So just beware that, go in with an intention to explore and to kind of just be open-minded. That's gonna like probably end up in a really good experience for you. Don't do it around toxic people. Don't do it in a public place. That's like, you don't want to do that. Don't do it in a hurry that you have like a schedule, like that you need to end the trip. It's gonna take the whole day. So I would say take at least 2 days to process and to have this, like, to do the trip and have one extra day where you can process all the trip, and the better people you are around, the better the trip can be. So yeah, go and experience and have fun. I don't think I've ever laughed as much as I've laughed with magic mushrooms. It's crazy. And I kind of hope that they would still be legal here in Bali, but I know like on these smaller islands like on Gili and places like that, you can still get them. You can order a shake in a bar, and that's really, really cool. And if you have any questions about this, you can always DM me on X or leave a comment, and I'll be happy to help, because I think this is one of those things that it's gonna be a really good thing for humanity if we kind of start taking this more seriously and just kind of test it out. It's not that demonized, like the demonization that the war on drugs has done. That's just bullshit, and I think it's because you can actually get closer into your potential and your nature and like what the human experience really is. Go for it. If you have a chance, go for it. And I've even helped like beginners do their first trip, and it's been awesome. So yeah, that's what I think about magic mushrooms and my experiences. Because you know, this shirt, it's maybe a little bit more like acid stuff, but you can really go into these kind of worlds with mushrooms, and yeah, enjoy it while you get there, because you're gonna get back to this kind of boring regular state of mind. Okay, so my name is Mitz. Please like this video if you liked it, comment what you think, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. And remember, take full responsibility of your actions and how you do magic mushrooms. Okay, peace out.